We are here for the Wednesday, July 28, 2026 AAA, AA, High A, Sung and Rookie Ball. And not always on Wednesdays is Rookie Ball played. You have an off day on Wednesday, sometimes, not every team does, but there's a bunch of them that usually do. So, we might not have any, but we might have a few. Some makeups probably most likely will be other days. And, the teams are willing to make it up then. If they don't play like the rest of the season, like on another scheduled game day, ready, already scheduled. Let's see. We have St. Paul 4-0 Omaha. Grand Oaks were 4-3 over Iowa. Louisville 5-0 Indianapolis. Worcester 6-2 over Norfolk. Buffalo is 5-4 to the LA. Toledo's falls to Columbus 9-7. Charlotte 12-0 Nashville. Reno 4-1 Round Rock. Oklahoma City 11-2 Russell. Trinity San Fernando Soy. Tennings up Albuquerque 9-0 El Paso. Sacramento 5-4 Tacoma. And then Gwinnett in Durham. Gwinnett wins first game 7-3. Gwinnett wins 7 runs 13 scores. Durham 3 runs 7 in the air. Gwinnett with 4 in the first. Durham with all 3 in the first. And then Gwinnett with 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And that's the pull away. In the second game, Gwinnett follows Durham 5-4. Gwinnett 4 runs 8 hits scores. Durham with 5 runs 8 hits in the air. Gwinnett with a run in the first, 2 in the second, run in the third, and then Durham comes back. 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the second, 1 in the seventh. And then Syracuse, Rochester, and Memphis, Jackson. Doubleheader on the 30th. There's 2 more doubleheaders on the 30th. And then in Double A, we have Chesapeake 9-2 Tuna, Harrisburg 9-6 Portland, Erie 5-4 Akron, Reading 7-6 Binghamton, Roxville 4-0 Pensacola, Red Sea 5-4 Columbus, Arkansas 11-9 Midland, Tings Montgomery 9-8 Biloxi, 7-6 Birmingham or Chattanooga, Tulsa 6-2 over Arkansas, Frisco 13-2 over Corpus Christi, Springfield 7-4 Wichita, Amarillo 7-6 over San Antonio, Somerset in the first game wins 7-4. Richmond with 4 runs 9 hits, Somerset 7 runs 11 hits in the air, and then a run in the second for Richmond. A run or 2 in the Richmond had 2 in the first, run in the second, and then 2 in the second for Somerset, run in the fourth, run for Somerset, and run the sixth for Richmond, and 4 in the sixth for Somerset. Then in this makeup of July 28th, Richmond wins 6 runs, 7 hits, Somerset with 2 runs and 5 hits. So Richmond 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and then 2 in the sixth for Somerset. And then New Hampshire, Hartford, doubleheader on the 31st, Friday night doubleheader. And game 1 is at 5 Eastern. Game 2 is at 7:30 in Eastern. And there's no teams in AA that are like on the either Mountain Time Zone or Pacific Time Zone. It's only like Central, and it's only like the Texas League, which doesn't involve teams from Texas, but it has like the Central part and the East Coast. A bunch of teams like the Northeast and that, and then a bunch of teams that are like in the Southeast are in the Southern League. And then we have High Brooklyn 8-6 over Sam, Wake Bishop and 8-6 over Lake County, Peoria 10-6 Rapids, Greensboro 14-4 Bowling Green, 13-1 Greenville Asheville, White 12-1 over West Michigan, Rome 12-1 over Hubsey, 14-5-4 Great Things, 15-3 Quad Cities, Lansing 5-4 5-3 Wisconsin, Everett 9-8 over Hillsborough, Eugene 4-0 Tracy, Vancouver 5-3 over Spokane. In 8 innings in a rain, pick up Frederick 7-6 over Wilson. Frederick with 7 runs, 9 hits, tours. Wilmington with 6 runs, 5 hits, tours. And then Frederick with a run in the first. Wilmington with a run in the second. 3 in the second for Frederick. 1 in the third for Frederick. And then 4 in the fourth for Wilmington. 1 in the fourth for Frederick. 1 in the fifth for Wilmington. Then 1 in 8 for Frederick. And even in extra innings, they still do the speed up rules. That's how they do it, The Rex run around second. And it's any run, and then it's any runner, any run of the game can come in. Usually they just have like a pinch runner for that scenarios, and I don't think it counts for that as a player because it's not like you have to add a player in, or can you only add that player once? I don't know. And we have Frederick 3-2 over Wilmington, or in the first Frederick with 3 1-2, then 3 in the second. 1 and the 3rd, 1 and the 4th, 3 and the 5th, 2 and the 7th for Winston. And that's your 12 runs, 12 hits. And then Frederick with 3 in the 7th, and that's your 6 runs and hits. And then Hudson Shore, Hudson Valley make on the 1st of July. Game 1 is at 4:05 Eastern. Game 2 is 30 minutes after conclusion of the first game, which is at 6:35, 7:05 Eastern, I would say. So it's maybe 2.3. Their first game. We went 2.5. Say. Could be a little longer, but a lot of them do Friday or Saturday doubleheaders because some people don't work Fridays. They may take Fridays off from work. Some people do, especially when the weather's nice out. They'll take Fridays off from work, or they take Fridays off from work, or they work only 4 days a week. Maybe you have a job that works only 4 days a week, or some people have jobs that work 4 days, 4 10-hour days, or they have jobs that work 3 days 1 week of 12 hours, and then 4 days 1 week of 12 hours. So you're working 41, so working 84 hours 2 weeks. 1 week you're just working 48, 1 week you're working 36. So who knows? Yeah, we have Wilson, 9-1 over Fredericksburg. Tampa, 9-7 over Lakeland. So this is the same line. Then in 14-9 over St. Lucie. Clearwater, 16-8 over Tampa Jupiter. Daytona, 6-5 over Bradenton. Columbia, 9-8 over Augusta. Fayetteville, 5-4 over Hilsey. Palm Beach, 18-5 over Fort Myers. Myrtle Beach, 7-5 over Charleston. Rancho 3-2 over San Jose. Inland Empire, 7-2 over Bisla. Ontario, 12-3 over Risville. Those are 4-0 over Stockton. Sam, 7-2 over Kannapolis. In game 1 of the doubleheader, Sedema 1 and 7 hits. 7 runs, 6 hits in the air. Kannapolis, 2 runs and 4 hits in the first game of the doubleheader. Same with 3 in the first. Kannapolis, 1 in the second. 1 in the third. 3 in the fourth for Sam. 1 in the sixth for Kannapolis. And then the second game of the doubleheader, makeup of July 20th, Tuesday's game. Makeup. Kannapolis with a run on 3 hits. Sam, a 2-hit shout, 7-inning shout. Kannapolis, whose only run is in the 4th. Hickory 1 and 10 hits, 10 runs, 11 hits for Hickory. Marta, the run in it, hit in air. And then Hickory, a 6 in the first, run in the 4th, 2 in the 6th for Hickory, and then 1 in the 7th for both. Then the Marta wins the makeup of Tuesday's game, 28th. 4 runs and 5 hits for the Marta, 1 run and 1 hit for Hickory. Both teams will run the first, and 2 in the 3rd for the Marta, 1 in the 4th for the Marta. Then we have rookie ball. And we have the makeup of July 9th's game. It's a 7-inning game. And it's the Rays with a 9-6 over Brewersville. Then we had 2 scheduled games. There's only 2 games originally scheduled for the 28th. Orioles Orange, 4-0 over Pirate School. And Rojos, 4-3 over Sierra Gorel. And then rain, the makeup of July 9th. The Red Sox are in Pirates back. We're going to play that game. However, it was raining at the site in the Dominican Republic of the Pirates. Dominican Summer League site. It was raining there. So, instead of playing another Wednesday, which they could have played on another Wednesday, tried and played on the 5th. They could have of August, or maybe the 12th of August. Other days. They could have. Actually, they couldn't try on the 12th. And the 19th was the pool play goes underway. But still, they could have tried it on the 5th of August, but they decided not to do it then. And they just decided to cancel it because since they already had a reschedule for a day in the future, which is the 28th of July, and then it ended up getting canceled. The only day would be the 5th. And maybe they don't want to try that and then have that get canceled if that gets possibly canceled as well. So